On here with us. Of course, before I pass this stage over to her, let me just tell you a bit about our story. And I'm telling this story because of the fact that it's a network marketing community, because I want our story to inspire somebody out there to continuously keep going out, because the people that you're looking for, they're ultimately looking for you if you're willing to do what it takes to attract them and keep them into, not just your business, but your life as a business partner. So a couple of years back, friends, about I think 6, 7 years ago, you know, um, I was doing exactly what we tell persons do every single day, which is go into the markets. I remember it clearly, vividly. Setting up a stall almost like in True Value, having products, because I've been in the wellness space for quite a while. And at that time, we were promoting a product, natural health as well. And every single person that passed by True Value, of course, I would obviously approach them and try to promote the product that I was selling. And two persons, a matter of fact, three persons was passing by. One happened to be Dr. Dionne and her sister. And, I was talking to somebody else while they were passing. But again, because I was trained to ensure that every single person that passed by gets some form of information, I was literally wrapping up very quickly with the person I was speaking to about the products at that time. And I rushed over to Dr. Dionne and her sister just to introduce myself and the products. And the speaker you're going to hear from tonight, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was telling her sister, listen, this product that he has there, we have it already. In other words, she's telling her sister, no need to listen to what he has to say. But I continued, sharing the information, and I still ask for some information exchange, which would have been, can I have your number to send you some more information? And her sister said yes. And just to fast forward the story, they actually came to the invitation that I extended to them. It was a live event where we were, sharing a product opportunity about 7 years ago. And I remember distinctly that, we had giveaways on that day. And the product that we were promoting, we had a product giveaway, and the person that would win the product in the room would have been the person that remembered the information that we shared about the product. Now, at that time, let me tell you this, right? I did not know that both Dr. Dionne and her sister was doctors. So, of course, they had what we call the unfair advantage. So, when I asked the room, who could remember what the product could do, right, for the average person, her sister got the answer. So I remember your sister Dion, Dr. Joanne, winning the product. And afterwards, we had a nice conversation, and they told me, listen, we are doctors, right? And I was amazed. And from then, this is literally 6, 7 years ago, we kept in contact. We did a lot of business together. A matter of fact, not just, that product, but we did a couple products well together. And let me tell you this, friends, 7 years ago, one of the objectives that we really, created while connecting was to actually help people to get results. And I'm saying that to say tonight's call is nothing more than us having the objective of helping every single person inside of our community maximize the product line that we have to offer. Yes, we could have persons just going out there and selling and promoting, which is good, and we need that to take place. And I only told you the story to keep you inspired, because if you're out there, you're going out, keep going out. You will connect with the right person, you will connect with the right people. But at the end of the day, we need persons who have experience and expertise in their profession to help us along the way. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a detox challenge starting next week, Friday. Uh, Dr. Mitchell, and of course, Coach Jason as well. He's on the call. They're going to help us not just to bring the product into the market, but they're here to lend their expertise to help us, firstly, and our clients get real results. So, without further ado, let me introduce this to somebody that needs no introduction. Right? She has been helping all of us in the WhatsApp group. I see so many persons messaging ever so often asking, Doc, what can I use for this? What can I use for that? I know you all probably never formally heard her, directly speak. And the day will come very soon where you're going to formally be introduced to her in person. And she's taken time out of her busy schedule, not in Trinidad, in England. A matter of fact, she had to prep and reschedule her
Yes.
entire day. Let me tell you the reality. She had to reschedule her entire day to be present, awake with us at this time. Because for those who know me personally, I would usually wake up a little later than the average man, and I would communicate with her. And when I wake up, it's usually time she is either already sleeping or on her way to bed. So she had to reschedule her entire sleep program today. So again, Doc, thanks a lot for doing that. We appreciate you 1,000%. And let me just pass the floor on to you so that you could tell our community what we're about to do with this detox challenge in the next couple of weeks upcoming. Appreciate. Pass the call over to you.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be here. And yes, it is after midnight. It's 12:38 over here in the UK. Hence the reason I'm all bundled up, right? Um, Keyshawn gives that introduction, and I always think it's one of the most inspiring things that happens in network marketing because we always say you never know who you're going to meet and you never know who's the core group that's going to support you throughout. Um, Kishore and I have been in several businesses together. And I always say the one constant is not the business, it's Kishore and I. We've built a team, we support each other. And a big part of network marketing is community. I think the biggest, most important thing about network marketing is community. And I am a doctor by profession. But when I graduated, I actually, well, I worked in for those of us in Trinidad, I worked in Eric Williams, so that's Mount Hope for a while. And then I decided I was going to leave because I really couldn't function well in that situation. And I remember getting to breaking point and just deciding I've had enough. This is not what I trained to do. This is not what I'm about. This is not my personality. I can't do this anymore. I had no plan. I just literally went downstairs the next day to HR and said, how much leave do I have? I need to go. And sort of in the process of trying to open my own practice, because that really wasn't my goal at the point in time. My goal at that point was really to find another system, maybe work in a health center privately or something like that. But then the opportunity arose for me to have my own private practice. And it's quite similar to the story that Keyshawn gave about a chance meeting, because that's what it was. It was a chance meeting with a friend of my sister's husband. You heard that right? Who had the opportunity. She had a doctor who was retiring in a space that she was renting, and she said, come take the space, rent the space, and see what could happen. And that turned out to be the biggest opportunity of my life. I didn't start making any money until I took that opportunity. I seized that opportunity, and I started working on my own. And in the beginning, it was a struggle because I didn't know anything. And I always credit network marketing as the reason why I am a success and my business became a success. Because the skills and the tools that we learn in network marketing is life skills. And that's what happened to me. And my first foray into network marketing actually was in Amway. And I will always credit Amway for giving me the best foundation that I could have had. And through the community, because that's one of the things that a lot of marketing companies coming up, I think, just cannot beat Amway with, is that community, that support system that Amway has built. They just can't touch that. And that community that I had there was actually really key for me learning everything that I needed to know about my personal business, not network marketing, but if I needed advice on taxes, oh, this person in our group, talk to this person, they can give you advice. I needed advice about setting up the business and registering. Oh, yeah, we know about that. Let me put you onto this person and this person can help you. You need advice about somebody on the team knew. And they were always willing to share information. And that's why Keyshawn and I are here. And that's why we do meetings. And that's why we share, because we were given the opportunity to hear and learn and listen. And everybody was willing to put their expertise into a pot. And when they put their expertise and their knowledge in that pot, as a whole, as a network, we just got stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's what we're trying to do here. That's what we're trying to do here. Now, a lot of what we've done, I tell people we're always in the business of health and wellness. And why? That is one business that will never, never die, never go bankrupt, because there's never a goal post, a finish line when it comes to health. You can always be healthier, you could always be better than you were yesterday. So a lot of what we do and a lot of the drive that we push, because that's my passion, is really health and wellness. And this challenge that we want to take on, I must say, wasn't my idea. It was really inspired by what Coach Jason, and I want to put him on the spot if he can, to say a few words maybe in between, because really it's the inspiration from them that inspired us to do our thing here and try this in Trinidad and see if we could get it off in a way as well too, because I really think that it was fantastic. It was well put together and the idea is solid, because I've done that before. But I've really always felt that when we did a challenge, it needed to be 6 weeks. It needed to be, a month, 6 months, 3 months, because in medicine, that's how we think. We don't have a huge amount of, I guess, chronic disease that kind of disappears in such a short space of time. But when I logged into the program and I saw the kind of change that they were having in 10 days, it was amazing. And I thought, you know what? Let's not discount the reset. Let's not discount the change in mindset that we could inspire in people, giving them even something like a 5-day detox, 10-day detox, 2-week detox, because they were seeing incredible changes. And maybe, like I said, Coach Jason could give us a little 2 minutes just to share the kind of change and what he's seen in his experience in doing it. So what we want to do is sort of rule out a similar program here in Trinidad using the products that we have available, and hopefully trying to target people to give them some exposure to the products, because I know this new line of products that we have are excellent. I've been seeing the results. I have been using the products in my patients. I have been recommending it to friends and to family. I have been giving it to people. We have testimonies on the products that come in every single day. So we know the products that we have work well. But this particular brand of products isn't all we have sort of in our little, medicine bag. We have a whole ton of products. So this is just the start. This is just the beginning of us creating programs to now start to target specific conditions, So this is really just an introduction to get people to try the products, use the products, again, with some sort of supervision in a guided manner, so that they get the results. They get a feel for the products. And then if they need advice on where to go next, because I'm a big person of what happens next. I give you this, you take it, what happens next? You feel better, okay, what happens next? You feel worse, what happens next? So now we have a jumping off platform to say, okay, great. You did this reset program, this detox with us. You got these results. Where do you go from here? And now we have an avenue to have that discussion with them. Hey, okay, you did this. This is where you're at. This is how you should continue for the next couple of months. So no, I think you need to do this. And, that kind of discussion, because at the end of the day, we're not just about making people wealthier, we're about making people healthier. If you have health and wealth, then, nobody could challenge you. You're on top of the world. And that's where we want to get with ourselves. So I encourage even all of us as core members, as part of the team, to be a part of this detox challenge, right? Whatever products you have, jump on board and start it, because getting healthier starts now. It doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now. The minute you have that realization, I need to do something, I need to make a change. The minute your mindset changes, that's when the action starts. Your mind first, body follows later, right? So I don't know if Coach Jason, can I put you on the spot a little bit?
Sure, why not?
So just to share your experience with I'm giving you credit because I'm all jumping off of your program. So maybe just sharing with us a little bit. This is the sales team that we have in Trinidad. In terms of your inspiration for doing the challenge, your experience with the challenge, and anything else you want to share with them about the challenge, how you promote it, and then we'll switch back to Kishore to follow through again with the rest of the team.
Okay. So first off, Dr. Dionne is amazing. So I'll start there and then we'll continue. Now, in terms of the 10-day detox challenge, we have been, now Dr. Dionne gives me credit for it, but she has been playing a critical role in it as well. What we have been seeing though, is that there's a lot of sick people, right? There's a lot of sick people. And how I like to describe this detox is imagine you are going in your backyard. Right now, we have a food insecurity problem here in St. Vincent. I'm not sure if you guys have the same thing going on in Trinidad. But with the tariffs and all that, it's becoming very difficult to get food. And a lot of persons are going into backyard gardening. And when you're going into garden, imagine you're going in your backyard and you're going to start it at a backyard garden. Now, in the backyard, there is weeds, there is galvanized, there is broken boards, and you want to plant in that area. The average person will not just go and start planting seeds. Why? Because the soil is not prepared. It doesn't matter how good the seeds are. As long as that soil is not prepared, nothing is going to grow. Now, let's bring that analogy over into the body. Whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to reverse diabetes, whether you're trying to lower your blood pressure, whether you're trying to, whatever that disease is, unless that body is primed and cleaned, nothing will work as good. So what the detox is doing, the detox is like us going in that backyard garden, removing all of the debris, clearing the ground, plowing it up, preparing it, and then planting the seeds. And that is what we are doing here in the 10-day detox challenge. Now, how do I know this? Because we are seeing it. And apart from the people losing weight and all of that good stuff, we are seeing people losing weight. We had one client, she did the last 10-day detox. Now she's 300 something pounds to date. After finishing the detox, she continued and she's down 30 pounds to date, right? That is under the space of 6 weeks, Apart from all of people losing weight and they feeling better, digestion is good, yes, that's the fluff. Everybody can lose weight. What we are seeing is that persons are adopting healthier eating habits. So one of the things that we put together, Dr. Dionne and myself, is a meal guide template that comes. So when you finish with the challenge, you know exactly how to put together a healthy plate, what breakfast should look like, what dinner should look like, what lunch should look like. On top of that, they are also developing fitness habits because we have live workouts inside of the challenge. And persons, when they have never moved in their life or they've been moving all their life, different levels. And last but not least is the camaraderie. Because there are persons who have been in the challenge before. There are persons just joined the challenge. And what you will find is that everybody is trying to help each other. Everybody's trying to pull each other along. And that's really what's going to help you. You talk about network marketing is about networking. It's the same thing you're seeing in the challenge. There's some of the ladies who are a little bit stronger, they're helping. Those who are a little bit weaker, they're still helping. Everybody is trying to chime in because they're all on the same journey for a common purpose. And in the next few years, we're going to see a lot more sickness. We're going to see a lot more diseases. And if we could start priming people right now with the habits, with the tools, with the solutions to help them to get back on track, then you're not just going to sell a product. Selling a product is just front line. What you are going to be doing is changing life, lowering disease, the incidence of deaths in Trinidad, in the Caribbean, wherever your product may reach. And so this detox is a platform to launch it off. Now, it will be, as Dr. Dionne and myself discussed, different levels. So you may detox this time. It doesn't mean if you detox in May, you can't detox in June. You may have done a tolerant detox in May. Maybe June, we could set you up with a green juice detox, a parasite detox, whatever the case is, and then always have different levels for you. So the persons now coming to this challenge, they are going to always have something to look forward to. Because the products is one part, but it's the principles, it is the skill sets that they will be gaining that will not only change their lives, but the lives of those they will be influencing. So don't take it for lightly that you're just selling a product. You're not selling a product. You're changing the health dynamic in Trinidad. And it is not as pretty as you would like to think. So let us all be a part of this. Let us put all hands on deck and push forward and make an impact in your community and by extension, the wider world. Dr. Dionne, back over to you.
I 100% agree, and that's exactly the vision that I have for this whole project and what I've been doing since the beginning. So what I'll do is I will hand over to Kishon to just discuss the package that we've put together and the pricing and how we've priced the products. And then what we could do is open the floor to anybody who has questions, either about the product, about the pricing, or anything at all. And then we could take it from there. All right, Kishan, go ahead.
Before I go into product and pricing, you mind just going through why we selected these four for the community to start up with? I mean, use the expert. So I mean, you could start there, just highlight, the reason we went to these four products, and I could jump back in and just highlight, the promotion and the marketing that's gonna take place behind the entire system. It'll be nice to hear from you, like why we put this package together. I think you're unmuted. Yeah, you have to unmute.
Okay, right.
Good to go. Here, you're loud and
Good. Okay, so what we've done, of course, I think our flagship product has been Drink to Shrink, right? What is Drink to Shrink? So really, it's the key detox product because we know most of us, like they say, we're overweight, not overweight. And a lot of what is holding us back from good health is actually too much waste products in our body. And where's this coming from? 20 years ago, when our parents grew up and grandparents and the generations before them, 30, 40, 50 years ago, the earth was not as polluted. There wasn't as much environmental toxins and chemicals and all these dangers. So what happened is now that these things are a problem, we are seeing a new wave of disease, which have a foundation in toxicity. Okay, so we know about diseases like, say, for instance, people who have the flu, who have infections. So we know those types of diseases. We know congenital diseases, diseases of injury. But like I said, we have a new wave of chronic disease that's all stemming from toxicity. And this is why it's important for us to detox. We all get to a point of saturation where our ability to get rid of toxins will supersede our ability, sorry, I should say the opposite, where our ability to get rid of toxins is not keeping up with the amount of toxins we're being exposed to on a regular basis. And maybe one of the days, Kishon, I could do the presentation because we've done the presentation in the past where we talked about pollution in air and water and all these things and toxicity in the water, why we need water filters, why soon all of us would need air filters in our house, the toxicity in food from the chemicals, the link with certain things like glyphosate and pesticides and PCOS and all these other diseases that are happening now, the link with things like aspergillus and fusarium mold that are in our food, so soya, corn, wheat, I have a whole presentation where we talk about why people have so much gluten intolerance. And it's not really the gluten. It's a lot of it is the toxins in the gluten that create the problem. And that's what our body is reacting to, not necessarily the wheat, because man has been eating bread and cheese since the beginning of time. I always tell people that. So why now all of a sudden bread and cheese is a problem, right? So the flagship of this detox really is getting the body to understand that it is safe to get rid of toxins, okay? And that's what we always have to remember with toxins, that when the body gets to a point that it's very toxic, it becomes dangerous to release the toxins all at once. So what the body starts to do, it starts to isolate the toxins, pack it away, and try to prevent the toxins from causing further damage. So you start to pack on toxins. So when we encourage the body to detox in a safe way, you start to release the toxins slowly but surely, right? So Drink to Shrink is our flagship there. And that's probably going to be one of the most important things, I think, as part of the challenge. Now, of course, when you're detoxing, you have to replenish, okay? Because yes, you're getting rid of a lot of bad stuff, but you're also going to be getting rid of some good stuff as well. Also, to detox well, there's certain vitamins and minerals that are absolutely essential to your body getting rid, because all these things happen in your liver, and your liver is going to use vitamins, it's going to use minerals to convert the toxins into a form that it can be excreted. So you'll always find that you have to replenish your body while you're detoxing. Now, for this bit, we previously in the challenge, we used the greens, the Epic greens. We don't have any in stock, so what we're going to replace it with is the Elevate, all right? What the Elevate will do is add some vitamins back, give us the energy while we detoxing, encourage us, if you have the liquid form, to drink more water, give you that extra bit of energy to help you with that part of the detox. So the Elevate will be taken in the morning, the drink to shrink will be taken at nighttime. Now, as a bonus on top of that, we know a lot of people are doing this detox challenge to lose weight. So we've decided to add that fat burner. Now, why throw that fat burner in there? Why? Because a lot of toxins is actually stored in the fat cells. So by adding a little fat burner, one, we're trying to drive the metabolism up, all right? And two, we're trying to release that extra fat. So if we help the body burn more fat, we actually encourage the body to release more toxins. Okay, so that's why we throw on that fat burner there, to give people a little taste of what that fat burner can do. And I know we have people who have testimonies about how great the fat burner works, right? And then, of course, our new listen, I love this coffee. I love drink to shrink, but if I had to choose my next favorite, it would be the Epic Slim coffee. Um, definitely a game changer, guys. Game changer. So we added a few samples of this Be Epic coffee so that people can get a little taste of what it's like and see the benefits of it. I know for a fact, because I've been taking it probably consistently, I would say about a month. Appetite suppression, and it's not just appetite suppression, because you can suppress your appetite and not feel for anything, but this does more than that. You'd realize that you are craving healthier foods when you start doing this coffee daily. And anybody else who wants to jump on board and give their experience with the coffee, definitely want you guys to say that. But I would say from my experience, yes, you're not hungry, you're not feeling to snack a lot, but you want healthier foods. Definitely, I feel the effect of collagen, and I always know a good collagen because I have an old knee injury. And anytime I take a quality collagen, I get my little healing crisis. So I know when I'm taking a good collagen because I feel it. And I definitely have been starting to feel that taking the Epic Slim coffee more regularly. I haven't really done a whole lot of the pina colada because I know a lot of people do both in the system. So they do coffee in the morning, pina colada in the evening. But I would say for sure, just the coffee alone, I have seen inches just disappear. I haven't really changed anything else. For a long time, I was just doing drink to shrink and the Epic coffee. And just with those two things, I have seen inches move, no other big change. So I think adding the coffee here for some people to just try that, the coffee alone can make a huge difference. So what we're just giving them in this package is a sample of the coffee, just a little taste of the coffee, to help encourage them in that process to see which of the products work well for them, which of the products they feel might be something they want to spin their own package off of. Again, not everybody's the same, so a lot of this we could mix and match, and this is where the what's next comes in. Because after they do this detox challenge with us, we want to be there. So we want to be, yes, you did the detox challenge, I got you these products, how did you feel? What's happening with you? Okay, this is where we go from here. So why don't you continue the coffee? Or why don't you continue the drink to shrink? Or why don't you continue the multivitamin because it gave you enough energy? If your focus is you want to do a weight loss, let's work out what a 1 month weight loss challenge would look like for you. So I want us to really focus after this detox challenge, get back to the person you sold the package to and make sure and get that feedback. And of course, like I said, we are here to put our knowledge and information and to give you guys the support. Anybody you have concerns about, you reach out to us, and we'll help you figure out what does that person need, what is the best package for that person, and then we could take it from there. All right, Kishon, back to you.
Awesomeness. Thanks a lot, friends. I know this is a sales team. I mean, 90% of the people on this call is the sales team that will be bringing this product to the market. But I think all of us, including myself, was just sold. I mean, I think we came here to know what to sell, but we just bought because listening to the information, everybody I know would want to use these products first for themselves. And in the industry, we always say you have to be a product of the product. So we encourage you not just to, give your client these products, but to use these products alongside with them. Let's run with our customers when we press play, right? We're gonna be pressing play just so that you could have a date on the 23rd of May, which is next week Friday. And we did that because most of the sales team was asking for ample time to start doing their promotion on social media and so forth. So from today, go right ahead. You could while out on social media, start acquiring those customers. We're gonna obviously want to plug them into our Facebook group, and we're gonna have a specific group as well to put those persons in so we can have them daily updated. We're gonna have two incentives to persons. One, who lose the most weight. So we're gonna have a list of every single person that would be participating from the 23rd onward. And we're gonna obviously want the community to keep a track as to who well, not just who, but everyone who lose weight, and whoever loses the most weight in the 10-day time frame, we're gonna have a special package for them. We're gonna share that information before the end of the week. Also, we would like persons to post and promote the experience. So we're going to have an incentive as well, a giveaway for persons who would have lost weight along the way. So the person who lose the most weight, we're gonna have a giveaway for that person, and for every single person who participated that promoted their result right on our page, we're gonna place everybody who got results, the results they got. We're gonna place it on a wheel, and then we're gonna spin the wheel. Why? Because we want to incentivize that people who got results share it with other persons who are onlooking. And let me just leave by saying, me, myself and Dr. Dionne were back and forth to the prices. For those who understand the prices, you know that we're practically giving away the product. I had multiple conversations with her. I said, "Hey, Doc, here's what's going on. Right now, that price you're asking for, it's impossible." I said, "But give me some time." So for those of you all who are custom, selling the products retail, what you recognize as the way you're gonna make money is by reordering the products from inside of your organization, because it's almost cost price. So the people who are gonna be buying this, they're gonna be getting a steal of a deal. Again, thank God for Dr. Dionne, because if it was up to me alone, yeah, that would be the price. I had to be honest. Dr. Dionne, we were back and forth, multiple conversations. She said, "You mean I can't drop it?" I said, "All right, let me drop it." She come back again. She said, "You can't drop it again." I say, "Oh, we are trying to do it. This is a business." But I respect her and I honor her passion, because remember, she a doctor and she wants the people to get access to the products at the best affordable price. So we literally almost cut out all of the retail. And if you work the math, it's practically just the cost price. So for the distributors, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to purchase your product and just reorder your products in your organization so that you could get back end commission from the company. So I mean, with that said, look out for another call. We'll obviously hold another call before the event is initiated, so look out for the date and the time. We're gonna have Dr. Dionne and Coach Jason again just to share some basic information as we start the challenge, because a lot of stuff is still being formulated in the background with regard to the promotion and how we're gonna go about doing it. So with that said, let me thank Dr. Dionne for her time, thank Coach Jason for his time, and everyone, thanks a lot for taking the time to listen to what we have to say. This is going to be recorded so that you can share it to their friends and family members so that they can get on board with us as well. Have a great night. We have a 9:30 p.m. Please ram out the 9:30 p.m. 5 and 6 nights a week. We're gonna turn that $45 into a 10,000 US dollar a month income. Of course, I can't leave this call without reminding you to bring about 50,000 persons onto the 9:30. Have a good night. All right, Doc. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.